All right, we're back. Episode 28 of the TJ Martino podcast. We're good. And wow, we are back here in Columbus, Ohio, the home of the TJ Martino podcast. This was the home of the first episode here at the Ohio State University. Back again. I haven't been back here since July, so it's good to be back with some friends. We're just hanging out after a night on the town. We're back, and I got two recurring guests on the podcast. The inaugural guest to my right here, Austin Adams.
What's up, TJ?
Welcome back, Austin.
It's a pleasure to be back.
You haven't been on the podcast since, I don't know. What?
It's been probably, I'd say a year. It's got to be close to a year.
Yeah, it's been over a year, I think.
I would think it's been a year and 1 or 2 months.
Yeah.
Since, when I was on, we talked about McDonald's.
Yeah, the McDonald's parking lot incident, yeah. Episode 4.
McDonald's, there was a minor shooting at McDonald's. We talked about that.
Yeah.
We talked about the NBA a little bit, I remember. We talked about some movies that I didn't really know what I was talking about. And that was that, but that felt like forever ago.
I know. But we're finally back in town, and then Alex Canitano also is here. He's got his own camera as well.
Yep, I'm back. And I appreciate you having me back, TJ. It's been about 11 months since I've been on here. I think the last time we were on here, it was the NFL episode that we did.
Yeah,
it was.
That's right.
It was actually right after the Myles Garrett incident.
Oh,
and then we were talking about that a lot. We were talking about a lot of our predictions for the NFL season, and another segment actually was a lot of the things that that were bothering you.
Oh, yeah, the current botherings. I never went back to it.
Yeah, right.
You know what?
You see, I thought that would be a recurring segment on the show, but
it needs a better name.
It didn't end up that way.
It's like Peter Griffin when he does, you know what really grinds my gears.
Right. Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah,
that was what it was supposed to be.
You need a catchy name. That's all it is.
But
I'm glad to be back.
I know. It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while, but I mean, man, so much has changed since then. I go back and listen to a lot of those episodes, and it's so funny because our state of mind was so much different than it is now, and it's only been a year or so. Especially for Alex, ours is I think coming up on a year. Austin, we definitely did ours.
Ours was definitely a year ago. I want to say it was September of 2019.
Yeah, it definitely was
minimum.
But yeah, it's been.
Yeah, I mean it's been nuts. I mean since then,
a lot of things have changed.
I haven't done as much cocaine. It's just been a lot of just been doing a lot of crack since last year.
That's just one of the many things that have changed in our lives.
It's a part of my life now.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, I haven't done as much crack as I used to.
Yeah, just really on the meth lately.
And I don't know about you guys, but last fall was a big crack time for me.
Yeah. Definitely a bit. I mean, senior year is notoriously a big year for crack.
Yeah,
especially at this school where so many of us have so much access to that.
Definitely.
But no, I mean, it's just been crazy, how the demic has just destroyed the demic.
The demic.
I just called it the demic. The pandemic has just
You know what I've been doing lately though is thinking back to March and April, peak pandemic and just
in the time warp,
not romanticizing the thoughts I had, but just remembering I was doing this in March. I remember.
Yeah, no, it's
and all of my memories are just me getting hunkered down at my house with my family. No one else is there. And we're just so me and my two brothers. My one brother went to John Carroll last year. He was a freshman. My older brother McLean went to a school in Cincinnati. So it was the first time we were all gone. And then within a couple months, we were all back in the same basement and rooms that we were in high school. So we're it was just
kind of
weird.
Absolutely.
I know exactly what you're saying. It kind of became high school 2.0.
No, because we're well, what do we do? We've all been doing our own thing for 4 years,
right.
And now me and my brothers are back to getting worried about getting caught smoking pot underneath underneath the porch, and we're is mom coming? And my older brother's
no,
she didn't care 2 years ago. What's
it
to us now?
Yeah.
I think a lot of families can agree with that, and a lot of people in general, because if you think back to March and April, it was kind of like a time warp.
Yeah, 100%.
It was kind of a time where everybody was thinking, okay, yeah, it's going to be a hunker down for maybe 5 or 6 weeks, And then after that, like, we're going to be okay.
Right.
We're going to go back to normal life. And now here we are sitting at the end of October, and nothing is the way it was
nothing's
before.
different.
Pretty much nothing's different than it was in
You're just like
April.
slightly allowed to do more things. You'll still catch a bunch of shit for it.
The
but.
one thing,
everybody's gonna shit on you for going out and living your life. But
the one thing that's different is that people are more fed up with it now than they were in March and April.
In
March,
people
are definitely getting frustrated.
In March and April, all of us, 110% of us, were like, "Fuck yeah, let's stay inside. We'll fight this.
We're gonna buy in. We're gonna end this right here and there."
Took like 3 or 4 weeks, and all of a sudden you're like, "Nope." So like all these people are on
especially
the other side
our
now.
age.
Yeah.
Especially our age. Everybody was kind of pissed off about it. Everybody wanted to see their friends, go out to the bars.
I mean, everyone our age too, like graduating college, that hurt. A ton of people were pissed about that. No graduation ceremony. Graduating through Zoom, which is terrible.
Yeah.
That sucks.
That was such
that
a
sucks
just
so bad.
Oh, I think I've told this story before, but I'll make it short. But I basically watched the graduation ceremony in bed.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Over, turn it on, watched Tim Cook from Apple give some spiel from his living room, and I was like, all right, I think I rolled over and fell right back asleep, and I didn't even see my name come up on the screen for 2 seconds.
Your name wouldn't come up.
Does that not even what they did? I don't even know how they did it.
There's no way your name would have came up.
I thought they would just show like a bunch of like big lists of like.
I mean, there's no shot anyone's gonna be hyped about that. Like,
absolutely not.
Tim Cook's at the graduation. Like, oh really? Like, how was he? Well, I mean, it was online. Like, I watched a video. So
yeah,
everybody kind of had the same mindset. I think where it was a terrible situation. But I must admit, I think the university did. I mean, sort of a good job, given the circumstances.
Yeah, I mean, they did.
Like they could.
They did.
It was terrible having an online commencement.
Nobody was going to be pleased, regardless of the outcome.
No one was. Yeah, no one was going to be hyped for that.
Yeah, of course. So that's a tough situation. But I think, given the circumstances, it could have been worse.
Yeah.
It could have been worse. Even though it was still terrible. It was.
Yeah.
It was a product of everybody's expectations too.
Peak. Like, I mean, we were all in Mexico together when we found, like, that was my
when the world shut down.
That
when
was
the world closed, yeah.
That was my initial Corona's like, hey, what the fuck? I'm here.
Yeah,
that was like, so crazy.
No, I remember it was.
So we got back from winter break, and Cabo was like, "Yo, this coronavirus fucking shit up over there." And I was like,
this.
I was like, yeah, for sure, Cabo, whatever. Like, I don't care. Was this H1N1, which I had, by the way, which was fine.
So did I.
And so he's like, no, I think it's gonna fuck shit up. And I'm like, yeah, my ass. And so,
no way. Julia, come here. Hello.
Hello.
We are doing the podcast
Julia
in her house right now.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody?
Say
What do you
hi.
have to say?
I miss you guys a lot.
I know.
Oh, I miss you too. So nice.
I cried.
But yes, we're
How
doing
are
the
you?
podcast.
Yeah, anyways.
From quick aside, we're doing the podcast from Alex's girlfriend Cassie's apartment.
Yep.
Thank you to all you guys for letting
Cassie's
us set
smoke
this
show
up.
roommate just walked in, so we're all trying to keep it in our pants right now.
Exactly. So, yep, here we are live. What up, Instagram, Snapchat?
Can I hit the jewel?
No, but
Anyway, Sabo
love you.
was one of the first.
Sabo was the
alarmists.
first
he was
one.
like the first.
He was
why-
one of the first
COVID
alarmists.
whistle-
Here's why I'm bringing that up.
He was all over it.
Because we got home from Mexico. I mean, we're in Mexico. I'll get to that.
No,
But-
Sabo was on it long before Mexico.
Well, I know.
Long
But
before.
we got home from Mexico, and that's in Mexico is when we all said, "Fuck it, we're fucked. This is so
Yeah.
fucked
Yeah,
up."
right.
Like we
just
all
said-
admitted that,
yeah.
like our lives were fucking way crazier and different. Like, and so I get
that
back.
last day in Mexico
And
was
we're
surreal.
sitting there. I go to
It was
Sabo.
terrible.
I go to
Surreal.
Sabo. We
It
get
was
back
fun,
to
but-
we get back
yeah.
to Columbus. I go, Ryan, you'll never hear me say this ever again. You were 110% right about Corona fucking shit up, and I was wrong. And he was like, "All right, I accept
remember-
that."
I
I
remember
mean, it
it
didn't make
was-
anything better for him, but like, I mean, I
Yeah, it
was
wasn't
like,
I told you
were
so
right,
moment.
But I never. He was the guy. What's the old fable like? The boy who cries wolf. That's Sabo with coronavirus.
yeah,
I was like, all right,
for sure.
yeah, sick, dude.
It was a day in mid-January. I remember he wrote in our chat, "What do you guys think about the coronavirus?" I said, I'm not worried that I'll get it and die, but I am worried that it'll change the way we live our daily lives.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I think that a lot of people felt about it, like at the time. But I don't think anybody expected this.
No.
I don't think anybody expected
No.
that we
There's-
still
how
be
could
living
you?
our lives in late October, doing the same thing that we were doing in late March, early April about it.
But at the same time, a lot of us expected this would be a lot worse than it was. If you really think about it wasn't really
became
until
very apparent very
June.
quick.
It wasn't really until June or July that I was like, we
Well,
dodged a bullet. I was
so
like, I think we dodged a bullet as
Let's
the
go
human
back.
race.
Let's go back to the day we found out it happened.
Yeah.
So I remember.
I specifically.
I remember the turning point for me is I'm in Bert Canitano French's room
Yep.
in Cabo,
I remember this conversation.
which is across the hall.
Bert Gonzalez,
and
French,
Bert
all
goes-
friends of the show,
Bert, friends of the show for sure.
former guest.
And Bert goes, the NBA's canceled, and we're
Yeah.
all like,
Rudy Gobert got it.
yeah, Rudy Gobert got
Rudy
it.
Gobert on the Utah
Rudy
Jazz
Gobert
got
touched
it.
all the microphones.
Yeah, right. He
Yeah,
was
I
joking
remember
about
that.
it. He was
And that
joking
was-
all about it.
and
He's like,
that's-
oh yeah, I'm not going to get fucking coronavirus.
Let's
Like,
think about
blah,
that
blah, blah.
too. That is forgotten about, and
Oh,
that
yeah.
was like
Oh, yeah.
the biggest story. It was like
That fucked up the
it
Jazz
was like
chemistry.
Rudy
also, by the
Gobert
way.
fucked everyone up, like touched everything, spread the virus, blah blah. So then, like, we're all just like, everything's canceled. Our Twitter feed, we're all just stuck to. It's like 6 p.m., so probably 9 p.m. here, and
Chair adjustment.
we're all just scrolling through Twitter. Everything's canceled. NBA canceled all the rest of the games.
The MLB's postponed.
MLB postponed,
Yeah.
which
it
is
wasn't the same day, but it was.
Yeah.
it was super close.
supposed to have opening day, right?
It,
Like within a week.
within 2 weeks. Yeah,
Yeah.
easily.
And so that was canceled. More shit, just like every public event with people going to it. Like the
Yeah.
Masters was canceled.
Yeah, no, we were all sitting
were
there
playing-
scrolling through Twitter.
They
Yeah.
were 2 days into the Players Championship, which is like not a major for the PGA Tour, but like the biggest tournament that's not a major. They canceled that mid tournament. Everything was just canceled. So we're all in a foreign country.
Yeah, right.
Freaking out.
with unlimited food, unlimited drinks. So for the next 2 or 3 days, we just went crazy.
Yeah.
Like you should, 100%.
Right.
course,
you
of
had
course.
to. We were
And-
just like,
It was.
got nothing
It
else
was the
to
last
live
couple
for.
of fun
We went
days we were
crazy.
gonna have for a
And
long
then
time.
we all fly back, and we're like, well, half of our friends are in
Yep.
Europe,
Yeah, right.
so don't talk to those people. I mean, we just came back to a bunch of crazy shit, and then that's when like everyone just went home after that. I was in Columbus for like 2 or 3 days. I went back to Cleveland, and that's when my quarantine started, pretty
Right.
much.
Yeah.
And I don't know if anybody is a finance guy, but the market dropped.
Market was
I think
down bad.
9% that day. Also, and so that was
Yeah.
that was fucking awful.
I remember it's funny as shit
And,
ever. Isn't
I
that
was
funny?
I was go ahead.
Burke and everyone's talking about everything being canceled, and Canatano's over like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I
I'm
was
about to
freaking out. I was
I'm going
freaking
into
out.
a fucking finance. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna find a
I was
fucking
freaking
job.
out.
He's freaking out.
And I
We
still
all
haven't
were
found a
valid.
fucking job. I'm still unemployed.
Totally
Now we're
valid.
having that though. We were all having that panic. Like,
And-
I remember waking up and being like, "What am I gonna do with my life?" Like, I'm like,
But
what
then
am I gonna do?
after that we went down to the beach bar. We had
Right.
I had a couple drinks.
We had a
Pool
vice
bar-
and chill, and then
pool bar,
all
beach
of our
bar,
worries were gone after that.
shots of
it was,
tequila.
It was surreal,
We're
absolutely
fine.
surreal.
Little
Right.
tacos, mix it in, guac, and
We were living through the end of the world in Mexico, living it up.
I know. I remember going out to the
that
bar.
trip.
That Wednesday, that I think it was March 10th. We went out to the,
Yep.
or was it Tuesday or Wednesday?
That was
we
one of
went
the last
out,
days we were there.
We went out that night, and literally, like, the bars were packed, and it was like a normal
yeah.
night of the bars, and it was the last night, like,
that was it. That was it. And then
ever.
I
Yeah,
remember
it seems like ever.
before Cabo, before we left, I think it was a Thursday or something, and everyone was like,
It was a Sunday we left.
so it must have been a Friday or something. Like everyone was preparing,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone's like, "Are you gonna go out?" And I was like, "I mean, yeah, I guess." Like,
You got
if everyone's
to.
gonna go
Might as
out,
well.
I went out
Right.
every night.
that was the last time we could have went out as
Yeah.
seniors at Ohio State. That was it.
Yeah,
the
in
random night
in a normal
And
setting.
I remember
in a
people didn't
normal
go
setting.
out. Like,
in a normal setting.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that was nuts. And then we
Also, shout out John Haspel. He was the only kid at the airport that was wearing a mask.
He was the only kid.
At that time,
that is a fact.
he was the first kid to adopt the mask trend, which now is a vital part of our day-to-day life. Shout out to John
It's
Haskell.
mandatory.
So this is
At
huge.
the time, everybody was making fun of him too. We're like, bro, like
This
you're
is
actually
huge.
wearing that mask, like
So-
really, like you're actually gonna get coronavirus. Like, bro, are you fucking kidding me?
So we booked a trip.
You're
and
mocking him.
We were making fun of him. Yeah,
Everyone booked the trip, and so the Just College trip had the flight, and so when I booked it, I didn't get the flight. So
yeah, that's
my
right.
dad got I got a flight through my dad's points, worked out, pretty much free flight if I remember correctly. So, but I had to fly by myself there and back. So there was fine. I stayed in Chicago, blah blah. And then flying home was way different because I woke up, I'd left without anyone, and all this shit's going on. So I'm at the airport.
I'm sure Chicago sucked
I flew
too
through the way home. I flew through Houston and then from Houston to Columbus.
Wow.
So I get into Houston that day, and this is when the media is. This is the one thing the media is centered around is masks don't do anything. They
Right.
don't help.
Right.
Back
And
in
that
the early days.
This was
yeah.
one of the very first reports that came out is masks don't do shit. Don't wear them. They're stupid. Waste of time. So I'm walking through the Houston airport, and all these people are looking at me and checking my bags and shit. And I'm looking at all these workers. I'm like, you guys are fucking stupid. You're wearing masks,
Right.
fucking idiots. Everyone knows masks don't do shit right now. You guys are
Right.
fucking dumb. The whole day I spent 3 hours in a layover. I get onto my flight. There's no one in my flight from Houston to Columbus. I moved up to first
Really?
class. Yeah.
Is it an empty flight?
Wow.
There was, there's probably 150 seats minimum on the flight, and there was probably 14 people on the flight.
Holy shit.
So we just
That's surprising
We
right
literally
there.
did social distancing, the
Yeah.
first row on the left of
Without even
it
knowing
was
it.
first row on the left, second row on the right of first class. The person the flight attendant was just hey, no one's on this flight. You guys can move up as far as you want. I'm gonna space you guys out. Just because of that was that was the first time anyone was all right, we need to keep our distance.
Yeah.
And the flight attendant's all right, I'll space you guys out.
Yeah, because in Mexico, there's nothing of the
Yeah,
sort.
so-
Nothing of
There
the
was
sort.
not.
at
I got
all.
to my layover, I got some pizza, and then I got on that flight, and pretty soon I was home. It was just no one gave me any hard time about anything.
Yeah.
No mask or anything. So, and then after that,
Yeah.
We were so
Makes
irresponsible with it in Mexico too. People were sharing
absolutely.
drinks with each
Yeah,
other. We're
right.
all taking shots.
Everybody-
And what they would do
everybody
is
was sharing cigarettes.
what they would do at the resort is they would take your empty drinks and literally pour them out and then just dump them in
right.
mouthwash. It looks like,
Yeah,
and then
they'd
just
rinse
pull
them in.
them out,
They'd
and then they're
rinse
like
them in.
fill
And
more
reserve 'em.
alcohol in them,
And then reserve 'em, yeah.
Reserve 'em.
And we wouldn't think twice. We wouldn't
No,
think twice.
because actually in hindsight, that is pretty fucking gross.
We'd be
No,
foaming at
definitely
the
gross.
mouth
No,
for
but-
it, yo. We'd be
Also,
foaming
no,
at
No,
the
but
mouth.
now we have a predisposition to look out, for sanitary procedure and everything.
Right.
But at the time, it was oh, okay. I mean, that's kind of gross, but I'll do it anyways.
Tequila.
I'll drink tequila out of that
Tequila?
cup for sure.
It's not even a thought of is
Yeah.
that clean or not. It's you want tequila?
It's what's
Yeah.
in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
course.
want tequila?
Right.
All right. We all want tequila? All right. So everyone's just fuck it.
And the thing is you go from ordering just one or two for everybody around you to ordering 12 because everybody's yo, I'm in,
Yeah.
and then there's 12 heads.
The initial thing you start
Exactly.
off with is, can I get 10 tequila shots?
Yeah.
And then you turn backwards and you're
It's 9:30 in the morning.
fuck. You're all right, 2, 4. I'm counting them off by
Yeah.
twos too.
the next thing you just dude, the water slides though at that resort.
Oh my god. Dude,
I
remember
never
I
made it
that
on the
resort-
water slide.
That resort
never
was
made it on.
incredible.
I don't know what made me think about the water
That
slides.
resort was
but-
incredible. I would wake up. I'm an early riser, and I roomed with Divine and Cabo. Cabo, we all know, sleeps till 2 p.m.
Oh, yeah.
if you let
Oh,
him.
oh,
Doesn't
yeah.
matter. It works in vacation too in Mexico. He
It's like
would have
Rob on
slept
game
until
day.
1 p.m. minimum. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a
So-
he's a slump god.
I would wake up at 8:30, 9 o'clock. I go sit on our porch, just chill, wake up, real warm out, nice out. I'll go take in the sunrise. Then I go
You should.
one day. I wake up, I get my bathing suit on, I go down to the beach, the pool bar. I'm walking past, and I don't see anyone at the pool bar. And all of a sudden, I hear Adams, and I'm like, "What? Who the fuck is that?" So I turn over. It's Glazer and Haspel at the pool bar, and Haspel's like, "Come here." So I walk over. And
Here's 4
Haspel's-
tequila shots.
Yeah, Haspel goes, "We're doing tequila shots," and I was like, "It's 9:30." He's like, yeah, tequila shots. So I'm like, all right, fine. So me, Haspel, Glazer, we all take 2 tequila shots each. He ordered us 2 each. And by the time we put those down, he orders more. So I take those. More people show up. One thing turns into another. It's like 2:00, and like I'm still at the bar, and I got there at like 10. And it's like me, Haspel, Glazer, and then everyone else just showed up, and I just got stuck. And then like 2 p.m. rolls around. I'm like, what time is it? And like someone goes like, oh, it's like 2. I was like, fuck, I should eat some food because there's a ton of liquor in my stomach. And like, luckily I didn't black out somehow, but like there was food everywhere at that place. So like that's why I wasn't that worried about it. But then like I ate the buffet down there and it was so nice. And then
there was food with an asterisk.
Dude, the food there was like
there was food with an asterisk.
I didn't think it was that bad.
It was fine, dude.
Yo, Julia, you just made a face.
I hated it.
Julia just made a face. She's like,
Julia's going to agree with me.
No,
do you like it, Julia?
Going to agree with me.
Did you like it?
I would probably rather eat food off of like someone's foot than ever eat
That's
what was
gross.
in that place ever again. It was bad. It was pretty bad.
It was awful. I had I had sausage one morning. I think it might have been horse meat.
That sounds like a mistake.
I think it might have been horse meat.
Sausage sounds like a mistake.
Like obviously I don't know what horse meat tastes like, but it was not pork, that's for sure. It was not from a pig.
That sounds like a mistake.
It was below average.
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe I fucked up my food selection.
I
but
didn't fuck shit up. Like I had eggs, toast, bacon, potatoes every morning for breakfast. Throw hot sauce just aimlessly all over that, and that's what I ate, and I was fine.
The craziest thing about it was we were in Mexico, but their American food at the buffet
Followed us
tasted
everywhere.
better than the
Also,
Mexican food. That and the sushi. The sushi was pretty good at the Mexican place, but the Mexican food was not good.
Sushi?
Dude,
You had sushi there?
Yes,
I didn't have
it was
sushi.
good.
I
They had a sushi bar.
I never even saw that shit.
They had tacos every night, right out front.
Gas.
I ate that
shit
every
was
night.
fire.
Every single night there was tacos.
No, but that wasn't part of the resort. That was a guy. That was like a private vendor.
But that was a resort. I mean, it was free.
No, it wasn't.
I never
Was it?
paid for that. Yeah, I never paid for that.
All right, maybe
bro,
it was.
I
Maybe
ate
it
this
was. Maybe
every
it was.
night.
They didn't
every
charge
night.
you for
It
anything.
wasn't part of the resort food, but it was a guy who was
The first night,
sponsored by
the
resort,
night I
guess.
show up and I see Divine walking away from like the food thing, and he's like, "Get some tacos for Cabo." I'm like, "All right," and it was, oh my god, dude, it was chorizo, which is my favorite. They had chorizo one night. And it was so fucking good. And like it was like street tacos from anywhere I've ever had.
What is chorizo?
Chorizo is spicy sausage,
isn't it?
It's Mexican spicy sausage.
Yeah.
It's one of those foods that I've
It's
eaten
sausage.
before, but I don't even know what it is.
It's sausage.
Oh, yeah.
I just
It's
have only
spicy.
heard of it. You know,
It's
It's
spicy
sausage that
sausage.
is spicy, and it literally comes in like a little tube, like skinny tube.
Like, it
of
looks like
sausage,
ground
and you
beef,
cut
though.
it and you like pour it out. It looks gross for sure.
It looks like ground beef, like
Fucking
all
with a little
meat, all
twang
uncooked,
to it,
all
kind of.
uncooked
Unreal.
meat looks gross. All
it's
uncooked
the
meat looks
best. It's when I get tacos, it's chorizo or bust. Like that's
See,
the best thing you can possibly get.
I used to be like that until I had what was it? The brisket from Condado, and that shit. That's the best taco
Dude,
I've ever
I just
had.
don't like when they put
That's the best
American.
taco I've
think-
ever had.
Where
The brisket from Condado.
I think
After that, if I see brisket anywhere at a Mexican place, lock.
when you pull
Lock.
up to get Mexican food, taco, quesadilla, whatever, like you need to narrow out like all right, what meats are like we got beef, which is like the classic ground beef. Chorizo is going to be something. Chicken's going to be an option. Our barbacoa is going to be an option every time.
No.
Not every time. Is barbacoa
definitely
just like
not.
steak?
I respect barbacoa.
I never even knew what barbacoa was till Chipotle.
Is that just
fuck
steak?
Chipotle? No, I'm just playing. Love Chipotle.
Not fuck Chipotle.
I'm anti-fuck Chipotle. No, but I mean, I'm a huge chorizo fan. I think
Anti-fuck Chipotle.
chorizo is really good. It was good. Chipotle kind of fucked it up a little bit, but other than that, like anywhere I've had it was incredible.
The thing I don't like about Condados is that like they try to mix American food with tacos,
I think it works.
and I am not about that because there's a
I
taco
think it
place
works
by my
well.
house. It's called Agave and Rye. They have pretty decent.
It's like an
tequila.
authentic place.
I don't think.
No, it's the opposite. It's like
I don't
like
think Condado is
Condado
good at all.
only. It's like Condado, only more like Americanized. Like I like
See, I like
tacos
that.
with Mexican food in it. Like I like it with like the tomatoes and the lettuce and the little splash of sour cream, little guacamole.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
But
I like the customization though.
yeah,
I love the customization.
I mean, it's
aspect
ambitious.
Of it.
It's ambitious.
Barrio is just better than Condado.
It is.
Why?
That's a
I've
fact.
never even had it.
Oh,
Barrio has better
it's
meat.
just-
It has better
yeah.
chips and salsa. It has better
Does that have better margs?
margaritas.
and Barrio owns Condado too. Like it's-
Condado is Barrio. The
yeah.
guy who opened Condado left Barrio. He's one of the original partners and just said, "Fuck this! I'm doing my own thing."
is that
So
what
he made
happened?
Condado. Yeah,
Oh, I was way off.
exactly
then.
what happened.
I never knew that.
Condado is
I should have known that.
a replica of Barrio,
Yeah.
and it's not as good. The only
Oh yeah,
thing,
Barrio's
if
far and away
Condado
better.
had something that was like crack sauce, I don't know if you're familiar with that, but from Condado it's a spicy
Yeah,
ranch.
yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Or from Barrio. If Condado had something like that, I would be much more almost on board with Condado, but Barrio has that and it's fucking unreal.
See-
It's my favorite thing ever.
I'm a Barrio fan, but you can definitely get some shit like that at Condado
I
too,
don't
though.
know, I've tried.
You can definitely get
I've
something
tried.
like that.
I'm
Maybe it's not the same thing, but like
mark it down.
It's a
I'm
derivative of
I'm
it
low
for
key.
sure.
I'm low key off Condado. Just put
I
that on the
mean,
record.
I love it, but I'll do Barrio any day. Of
Yeah,
the week.
100%.
Any day of the week.
I just
over-
think
over
Condado has better locations.
That,
like, there's
you see,
more Condados.
Maybe in
I don't
Columbus, yeah. Maybe in Columbus and
Well, there's
Cincinnati.
the- well, yo,
just
there's
because they have a location on High Street in Columbus, I don't think means shit.
Well, they have a.
I guess,
they have
Barrio-
a, yo,
I guess
Barrio
it's
has
kind of a
gr-
Cleveland
yo, they
thing.
have
Barrio
a-
has great locations.
I guess
Yo,
it's,
they
I
have
guess
a-
it's
in
a Cleveland
Cleveland.
thing.
Listen,
The
yeah.
downtown location for Barrio is so elite.
Prime
Like,
real
Where
estate.
else? When
Prime.
I leave
It's-
the Jack, that's like the first place I go.
I'm a big fan of saying
Win or lose.
that Barrio is the number one spot to go to before an Indians game.
100%.
Well, listen,
Indians, Cavs.
Easily. It's right there. I mean, it's sort of quick usually.
That's not
and if-
slow.
It's
but
not slow.
We don't have Barrio.
And it's
we
awesome.
don't have that in Cincinnati.
That's true,
So
that's true, that's
like,
true.
that's what I'm saying. We have Condado, but we don't have Barrio. So
Well, since he blows.
I can
well, that
confirm
matters
that.
though when I say better in more locations from Condado. But I don't like either of them. Well, actually, I haven't had Barrio, so I can't comment. But I don't like Condado that much.
You would like Barrio.
The-
I'll
the-
tell you right now, TJ.
Barrio's
Knowing
fire.
you,
I
I know
just don't
you'd
even
like
care
Barrio.
about it.
Hey, I'm open.
I know you'd like Barrio.
Is there one in? Didn't they open one in Columbus? Austin,
It's coming
you know?
soon, I think.
Barrio?
It's open, Cassie.
It's open? Oh shit! All right,
Cassie
Cassie
said
just
it's
chimed
open.
in.
Peanut
Yeah,
Gallery
it's open.
says it's open.
Yeah, we got a crowd.
Fact
for this one.
checkers. All right. Hey, yo,
Yeah,
you guys,
you guys gotta be our
Yes.
fact checkers.
Yo,
That's,
yeah.
Cassie and Julia are
Yeah.
independent fact checkers tonight.
That's Jamie.
Perfect.
It's just Jamie as a whole.
But
But yeah,
tacos.
tacos are fire.
Just to finish up on tacos.
Miss
Yeah.
tacos.
I
Really
like
want
authentic
tacos.
Mexican tacos. That's just me. I like
The
But
the tacos in Mexico weren't
No,
that good.
because
I do too, but there's something to be said about Americanized tacos.
Tacos in
also.
Mexico weren't that good.
What's Taco Bell in the
that's
equation?
American food.
Taco
Yeah.
Bell is the most
That's
American
not
shit
changing.
ever.
I'm just checking.
I
agree.
love taco. Alex and I had a Taco
we
Bell
had a binge.
binge.
We had a
Yo,
binge.
I
summer.
fucked
It was
with
bad.
Taco Bell.
It was bad.
Alex-
no, it
Alex-
was so bad.
I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you remember my order?
Oh, it was a lot of food.
It was a lot
It
of
was a lot of
food.
food.
Fuck
It was-
up Taco Bell.
It
right
was
now.
it was a cheesy gordita crunch, a
How many?
quesadilla, two. It was two cheesy gordita crunches, a chicken quesadilla, and oh shit, it was another big item. I'm
Crunch
forgetting.
Wrap Supreme.
Crunch Wrap Supreme.
Crunch Wrap
Fuck.
Supreme.
Crunch
Should
Wrap
have known
Supreme
that. Should have
and a
known that.
soft taco.
Yeah.
And I would a
And you know
large
mine.
Baja Blast, and I would bring it home, and I would eat the entire thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Entire
We would
thing.
sit down and we would smack the shit. What was my
All of
order?
it.
What
sounds
was my
so
order?
fucking good.
You see, like I know you used to get 3 gorditas at one point.
No.
But then that's what you got after they
they
got
changed
rid
the
of
menu.
You got the potato griller, right?
The
Or
quesarito.
The quesarito. Didn't you
beef-
get the potatoes? Something with
I
potatoes in it?
never got the potatoes.
Oh, that's right, the quesarito, because that's what they
quesarito,
Sounds
discontinued.
yeah.
amazing.
Because they discontinued one of them, you got upset.
yeah,
It was the quesarito.
it was the quesarito. It was my order every
That's what it was.
single time I went to Taco Bell, and after that I was lost. I was actually lost. But in the long run, that's a very good thing for me.
It was a
It's
quarantine
very
move.
good thing. Yeah, exactly. It was.
Because I was just like, I'm gonna eat as much food as possible
Right,
because I've
right.
talked about this before, but like, I'm gonna eat as much food as possible because
there's nobody to
what do I
impress.
get? Who do I gotta look good for?
There's nobody. Yeah,
who
exactly.
do I gotta look pretty for?
No, yeah,
I'm in
yeah. But
my
that's
house
why I
all
say,
day.
in the long run, I'm so glad I took out the quesarito from my order because I've gotten Taco Bell maybe once or twice after I
Fuck
moved,
with the quesarito.
after we moved out in July.
Yeah.
Thank God, honestly, that shit was adding pounds on me.
Yo, big quarantine meal for me. As soon as we got home, I got addicted to Big Macs.
No way.
Straight up addiction. I eat one a
Big
week
Macs?
minimum. I love Big Macs. It's fucked up.
I used to love McDonald's too.
I'm tried and true. My
Hey.
home McDonald's, I fuck with those people so heavy. They know me and they know what I want.
Yo,
they know why I'm there.
Austin, we've talked about this before.
Yeah,
but
you guys always talk about McDonald's.
And where we are right now is actually like what 2 or 3 houses down from where we lived.
I eat
Yeah.
fucking Mike's.
So
Yeah,
like
2
we
doors
used
down.
to make the Mike's run like
Mike's is
Every
staple.
night.
Oh, every weekend.
run
night.
that Mike's down.
Every weekend.
The fact
night.
that I didn't hit Mike's before we started here still haunts me in my brain. Like I should have. I wish I did.
Well, yeah, but as soon as you get there, it's a
a different
45-minute
story. What you gotta
wait,
do is you
and they
have to-
fuck up your order,
no,
and you
I've got it
lose
down to
brain
a
cells when
science.
you go
I have
in
it
there.
down to a science. You order online through their app. When you live where
That's
we
different.
live, you hit "I'm here" automatically because it asks you, because it tracks you.
It tracks your
once
location,
you're there,
yeah.
it'll start it. It's
And
like
if we're right
Chick-fil-A.
there, yeah.
It's like Chick-fil-A, but not. It's like shitty. Like Chick-fil-A, you can't be like, "Oh, I'm here," and it's like, "No, you're not." McDonald's, you're just like, "I'm here." You pay, and I walk in, and it's ready, and I'm like,
It's funny you bring
Let's go.
Chick-fil-A up because I had a tweet the other
I'm not
day.
getting into Chick-fil-A.
That was
versus
Oh, here's the tweet.
Controversial.
I knew this
I'm
was
not
going to
getting
come up.
into
I
that.
knew this was
Let's-
going to come up.
Let's get into the controversy.
I don't wanna get into that.
No, we have to.
So I
We have
tweeted
to.
the other
I think
day,
it's stupid.
got some flack. I tweeted
You got a lot of shit for it.
McDonald's greater than Chick-fil-A. And here's my reasoning. McDonald's is cheaper. You can get more for your buck. And the quality level between McDonald's and Chick-fil-A is really not that much, in my opinion. However, I do think Chick-fil-A is better. Don't get me wrong. But for the price and for what you get, McDonald's is better. And Chick-fil-A, every time I order it, the fries are soggy. I pull that fucking chicken sandwich out of the bag, and that thing is soggy.
That's cap.
Soggy.
I can't agree.
And
That's
then
cap.
I can't
I
agree.
go in there and grab the nuggets. They're even a little
Everything
soggy.
you say
I'm going
is
to let you
cap.
finish, TJ. I'm going to let you finish.
So-
It's cap.
Just go ahead and finish.
Honestly, and the menus. Don't even get me started on the menus. The menu at McDonald's is so much more diverse. There's so much more to order. You got the option of beef. I know it's not real beef, but like it's close enough. And Chick-fil-A, they give
cap.
you they make you have to extend an arm, and then they say my pleasure. Like, oh, you're taking pleasure in serving me.
Fuck your pleasure,
Yeah,
bitch.
that's their whole business model, bro. They're so happy serving you.
Hey, but
They are literally thrilled
last point on
serving
it,
your chicken sandwich, dude.
Last point on it. Chick-fil-A is not open on Sunday, and Sunday's the
Oh.
only day I
Yeah.
actually really like to
Cares,
eat
You got a
fast
crazy-
food. It's the only day
gives a
personally
shit?
I
Who
like
the
to eat
fuck-
fast food.
Who provides all the chicken Monday through Saturday? Fucking Jesus Christ. So Sunday we have to worship.
Tej,
Good call.
I don't think they're comparable.
They're not.
I think they're
Don't-
doing such a different.
Don't even let this
leave-
man
sort of
Leave this way,
idea.
leave this way.
don't let this
There you
man
go. Now you're
fool
in
you into thinking
Here,
that
lower
you
this.
can even
Lower the mic a little bit. See, you're a little bit out of frame. Sorry. Continue.
don't let this man fool you into thinking that Chick-fil-A can even compare with McDonald's. That's fucking cap.
No, that's not even what I'm saying.
Cap.
I think they're just so different that it's not even worth comparing them.
Chick-fil-A is better.
Like McDonald's
in-
is good. Like
Chick-fil-A is better in food quality. They're better in presentation. They're better in reliability. They're better in...
Reliability. Oh, all right. I get what
How
you're
many
saying.
times have you
Quickness
been
and-
to Chick-fil-A and you've been worried about them fucking your order up?
Well, at the same time, they're not
Never.
open as
Not
late.
worried
They're not
about
open
that.
as late.
Never.
They're not open 24 hours.
dude, yeah,
even if
that's,
you go-
that's my point.
Even if you
Like,
go
McDonald's-
from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. and you go to Chick-fil-A, the odds that they're going to fuck your shit up are like 99% you're going to have a perfect meal. And McDonald's
I
is like-
disagree.
What do you mean? There's no
Dude.
shot. McDonald's.
This is
If
not
you
even
go to
worth
this
discussing.
McDonald's in Columbus, right here at Ohio State, if you go there right now,
This one's a bad example.
This one is an anomaly.
What's the rate?
I'll side with
no,
TJ
but
on
there's
this
so many
one.
McDonald's like
This
that.
is
People
an
have been
anomaly.
shot at this
Shitty
one.
McDonald's.
As you guys are well aware, people
Go to the
have
one
been
on
shot here.
on fucking 15th over there.
Dude, no,
16th.
I'm saying that
By the highway.
McDonald's main competition is Wendy's and Burger King.
Yeah, they're
That's where you
allowed to
compare
fuck it up
McDonald's.
because
Subway too.
You don't compare Chick-fil-A to McDonald's. You
And
compare
Taco Bell.
Chick-fil-A
fuck
to
Burger King. If
maybe
you eat at Burger
Popeyes,
King, we're not
you know,
boys.
fuck Burger King also. Actually, fuck Burger King. Except for the chicken fries.
Except,
That's
except the
that's
chicken
the
fries.
saving grace.
If you eat
But I'm
Burger
saying,
King, you're fucked.
But McDonald's
fucked.
and Chick-fil-A are in different market segments. They're not meant to be main competitors with each
Chick-fil-A
other.
is
They
actually
have a
quality.
drive-through. They're fast food.
But Chick-fil-A is in the category with
Chick-fil-A-
Chipotle and Popeyes.
No, they have a drive-through.
Okay,
because
No, they're
Popeyes
not.
is not
Because
in
They have a
that
drive-through.
category.
You accept that you pay a higher price for a higher quality
Fast
of food
casual.
Yeah, but
with Chick-fil-A
Chipotle's fast
versus
casual.
McDonald's.
If you think Popeyes is nothing more than some shitty fast food, you're wrong.
No, yeah, Popeyes.
Popeyes
it's
is
shitty,
as fast
it's-
food as it gets.
Yeah, no, yes, I agree, but
You can't rank that with
Yeah, but you're trying to
Chick-fil-A,
compare
But
it to
Chipotle.
we're in the same pricing category here. Like you'll
Chipotle-
pay as much for a Popeye
Chipotle
sandwich
can
as
get
you will
out
for
of
a Chick-fil-A
McDonald's and
sandwich.
that.
But pricing has nothing to do with it. It's how you receive the food. It's fast food
Popeyes
versus
is-
I
fast
guess.
casual.
I guess if we're
Low-tier
looking at it that
scum.
way, then yeah.
Yeah, that's how. I mean,
Then
that's-
yeah.
Chick-fil-A
it's the way
is
it's
high
served. It's
quality.
the service.
I guess we have different
And
perspectives
since-
on the topic.
And since Chick-fil-A, most Chick-fil-A is not the one on this campus because it doesn't have a drive-through because it's on campus, but pretty much every other Chick-fil-A I've seen has a drive-through. So like that
And they're
is
fire.
in the
They
category.
have the
That
best
is
drive-thrus.
comparable to McDonald's.
okay.
You
Okay.
have to make that comparison. So
It's-
with that being said,
I still consider it to be different.
McDonald's
but,
is the
but
better
yeah.
bang for your buck. Therefore,
Well,
it's
no,
better.
it is because you accept that you pay a lower price
better.
for a lower quality of food preparation.
Look,
That's the
But
whole
it-
point.
but
Let
the
me-
quality,
like you know
the
that
level
you're
of
getting
quality-
a cheap meal.
The level
Let me
of
get
quality
this
is not
straight.
that off. It's not that different.
let me
I
get
think.
this straight.
Dude, if you compare a McChicken to a Chick-fil-A sandwich, it's
Let me get
any
this straight.
sensible person
Let me-
understands that you'll pay more money for a Chick-fil-A sandwich because it's leagues above.
I need to
McChicken.
set the record
Yeah, but
straight.
it's
I would
it's soggier
fuck
than a
McDonald's.
chicken, too.
I would
Whatever.
fuck McDonald's. I'd have intercourse at McDonald's. It's fire. Chick-fil-A is way better. Not even close.
I do like
True.
this. I do like the sauces for Chick-fil-A better. I will 100% give you that. And
Chick-fil-A
I think
sauce is
Chick-fil-A better
overrated.
food. I think
I
Chick-fil-A
agree.
is better food.
I'm not a huge Chick-fil-A,
Chick-fil-A sauce
fan.
is so overrated. It's insane.
No, the
You know,
what is the one?
we actually have a sauce expert over here in the corner. What do you think about Chick-fil-A sauce, Cassie?
It's okay.
No, we could hear. We could hear.
It's okay, she
You
said.
said it's okay.
I agree.
We'll turn that up in
I
post.
agree.
But
Julia.
yo, I just think Chick-fil-A is kind of overrated. In IMO, that's a big. It's a hot take. It's controversial.
Thanks.
I respect your opinion. I fully respect your opinion.
But who has a drive-through?
Panera Bread.
They actually have like a drive-through you can order at.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Panera Bread.
Yeah, Panera's a drive-through, fully.
So is Panera fast food then?
I do
Yeah.
not consider Panera fast food.
No.
No.
I mean, it
No.
kind of
No.
is, right? I mean,
no.
It's
No.
not because
That's
I guess
different.
Okay, let's also
I
talk
feel
about
like-
this. I've seen a lot of videos of Panera mac and cheese getting taken out of a bag and put into a microwave and being served. I don't give a fuck.
I don't care.
I don't
yeah,
give a
I don't
fuck.
give a Actually,
Then that
dude,
means it's fast
one of
food.
my,
If you
one of
think-
my best friends worked at
if
Panera.
it comes from a bag.
If
it's
you
fine.
think I care how that mac and cheese got to me the way it is, I don't give a
No,
fuck.
absolutely not.
That shit it is
Although-
so good. I do not care.
I do need to shed some light into the
I'm down.
into the
Bring
system
it.
of Panera.
Bring it. I don't give a fuck about Panera, but their mac and cheese is fire. I don't care how it comes to me.
All right, so one of my best friends growing up high school, you know, still to this day, like one of my best friends. He was a Panera employee from the time he was maybe 15 up until about last year when he was 20. Says that Panera has the worst health protocols of any restaurant he's ever seen. And he's worked at, he's worked at a handful of restaurants before.
I believe it.
He says that there were rats in the storage at the Panera in Solon, Ohio. Which
Not surprising. It's fast
Solon,
food.
Ohio is a terrible
Panera's
place.
fast food.
Austin, shut the fuck up.
Austin, you want to scoot my way a little bit?
Solon, Ohio is a
Just
terrible
slide out of
place.
frame.
No, yeah, but it's not a place you'd expect to be like
There you go.
I mean, I
like
would.
poor food quality though.
There you
Fuck
go.
Solon.
Much better.
Shout out DJ Key,
Okay.
who's my source on the issue.
But so he said he saw a rat inside Panera.
I mean, reps up DJ Key, but
Multiple rats.
Dude, like that. Like,
Not even
that
that.
makes it. That
There's some
puts
other
it-
shit
that
he was
puts
talking
it-
about too.
Yo,
I can't even remember.
yo, that puts
can't
it in
remember all
the
the shit he
fast
told me
food
about.
category. That puts it in the fast.
God,
If
kinda,
there are
sure,
rats
for
and
sure.
mac and cheese from a
Kinda.
bag, Panera's fast food.
I don't know,
I
man.
think we just proved it. Okay, well, like, I
Kind
think
of
this will help
facts.
us figure out if Panera and Chick-fil A are actually fast food. We gotta define what is fast food.
I don't think we need to. I think they are.
Like, what requires what is like the criteria for a fast food restaurant? Would you say like drive-through,
Shitty.
Eh,
shitty drive-through, open late?
I don't know. I would. What's
All
the
right, we got our
definition?
independent fact
We got
checker.
a definition from the fact checker.
We have Twitter fact checker over here.
All right, she's coming over. Bear with us.
All right, fast food is a type of mass-produced food designed for commercial resale with a strong priority placed on speed of service. So there you go.
Ding, ding, ding.
Speed of
We have
service.
winner.
That's a
That
key.
sounds like Panera.
If it has a drive-through, that's speed of service. So,
All right. Well, I guess we've reached a consensus on the
so
topic.
if anybody's watching right now, for those of you that aren't watching, I am wearing a weird pair of headphones. These are my dad's headphones. I just
Shout out,
figured
Dad.
I'd point that out. Shout out to my dad. He gave me these. He's like, you know, I don't even
shout
know
out
if these
Tom.
work anymore, but you can try them. And I'm like, well, I'd rather use, my Sonys, but I figured I'd use these like an emergency pair. And luckily I had them, honestly, because I would have been screwed. I would have been using the old
The Apple headphones.
Apple guys.
Yep.
The
Fire.
garbage aux
the ones I
cord.
provided.
But these are actually, I'm shocked at how good these sound. And these came out in the 80s.
Really?
These came out in the 1980s, these headphones. And this is the first time I ever used them. But they sound pretty good. And I think they look pretty good. They look
I think they're stylish.
they look
too.
so old, though,
I think
for
they're
real.
stylish.
I
You
think
got
they look great.
the brown
at
leather
this
on the
thing,
top.
Hank.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah, no, that's good.
the thing
Yeah.
hanging off.
Looks like Italian leather up there.
Straight Italian leather. Sewed in from the best. But
All right. So, is it time we talk about the Eagles and how shitty they are?
okay. So I watched some of the debate last night, and I also had the Eagles game on. I was watching the Eagles-Giants game, and man, that was a train wreck.
Oh man,
And a
shit
half.
show.
Just terrible football all around. I mean, my expectations are so low for the Eagles at this point that,
I mean,
what is there to expect?
my friends are talking about the game. They're like, this game is a disgrace to Thursday Night Football.
Same.
And I was like, it's probably better than the debate. Can't be that bad.
Actually,
turn on the football game.
I have to disagree there.
Watch the football game for 4 possessions, which were all 3 and outs or like
Lower your
really-
mic. Yo, lower your mic down.
really close
probably a
to
fumble
3 and
in
outs.
There you go.
And-
It's blocking your face.
And I text back, I'm like, you're right. This is fucking awful. I mean, the 3 and outs were just terrible.
It's the NFC East.
NFC East
the
is
NFC
just
East.
a joke.
The turnovers, the fumbles.
I think the NFC East, they should give up their playoff spot that they're allowed. Not willingly give it up, but the league should take it from them and just give it to a different division and just say, you guys
I
don't
think
get
that'd be
this
more
this
fair.
year.
I think that'd
We'll
be more
give
fair.
this to a division with a better third place team than is your first place team.
You want to hear why I disagree with you? Because the NFC East is always one of the most competitive divisions in football.
They're
Who
competitively
cares, though? Who
terrible
cares?
this year.
They're
because
they're still competitive. They're still
competitively
competitive.
terrible.
They're still
The winner
competitive.
of the division is going to win 6 games this year.
Yeah,
It's going to be the Eagles at 6-9-1,
let's go, baby.
and you're going to get swamped.
If it's
by,
not the Eagles, I'm gonna be
swamped by
shocked.
Hey,
maybe the Packers,
It
maybe
has
the
to be the
Rams.
Eagles.
we thrive as the underdogs.
It has to be.
It has to be the
It
Eagles.
has to be.
It will be.
And I'm sitting across from a fellow Browns fan, and we reside in the toughest division in football. And
we have the
we're
whole
4-2.
NFC East on our schedule. Thank
Exactly.
you very much.
That's
we're already
very true. That's
2-0
very true.
against them.
Yeah.
2 more.
But we're sitting at 4-2 in third place in a division.
Yep.
And the Eagles are what?
We're 4-2 in
2-4-1.
2-4-1. Yeah.
We're-
In sole possession of first place.
We're in a commanding third place lead.
A commanding third place.
We're not in like barely third, like almost first. Like no, we're not even close to almost first. Like we're definitely third.
We're stuck in third place.
Yeah. Like
We're
not going. We're not going
and
anywhere.
we've gotten smoked by the
Only
two teams
place
ahead
we
of
can
us.
go is down. Pretty much, we can't go up. Like
You see, maybe. I think there's a shot that we can beat
it doesn't
either
really
one of the
depend
top
on
two
us.
teams in the division.
We could do as good as we can, and we probably won't go up.
I think we can eke out a win against maybe Baltimore this year. I think we can eke out a win
I don't
against
think
Baltimore.
either of them.
I think you're wrong.
I don't think the Ravens have looked very, very good at all.
Disagree.
I think Lamar has obviously hit a ceiling.
I think the Ravens
I think Lamar has hit a
I
ceiling.
also
have looked bad
disagree.
and good.
But I
What have
do,
you seen out of Lamar this year that makes you think that he's
hang
not
on,
hit a ceiling?
Hang on. I do agree. I think he's underwhelming this year, but I do think the Ravens are still solid. I mean,
No, it's a great team we're looking at, but they're not getting the production out of Lamar that they got last year.
no, yeah.
I think we've reached a point where
We knew that was
defenses
gonna happen.
have understood how to slow down Lamar on the ground
yeah.
and are making him throw the ball, which long term I don't think works out very well.
I don't
for him.
think so
You know,
either.
he's obviously a great quarterback. We've seen that, but I don't think if you put him in a situation where he has to throw 40 times a game, he's going to come out and beat a
Good
playoff
defense.
team.
Yeah, good defense. Yeah, I agree. I think,
I mean,
So-
look at the Titans game last year.
Exactly.
but
He got swamped.
They haven't won a playoff game with
they
him.
force him to throw the ball. It gets problematic.
He
for them.
looks unreal
Yeah.
last regular season. This year's underwhelming. Expect way more out of him. And
He's
he
not
still
going for
looks
1,200
really
yards
good
rushing.
in a lot
That's
of
for
games.
sure.
He still looks really good. If they let the Eagles come back on them and almost get a victory that should have never happened.
such a
Were
frustrating.
you freaking
game.
out for that, TJ?
Of course.
I'm
Were
excited.
you freaking out?
I'm really excited
You're
for
like,
the
holy fucking
Ravens.
shit, we're going to come back and beat these motherfuckers. Oh
No,
my God.
I knew we were gonna choke it. I knew we were gonna
I'm
choke.
really
I don't
excited.
get
Dude,
excited
it
for this
came down
team
to
this year.
It came down to a 2-point conversion, didn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I knew they were
was
gonna fuck it up. They
unreal.
they've
That
been
was
terrible.
actually unreal.
They've been terrible in 2-point conversion. They were
Yeah.
terrible last
And
night.
I think that game exposed a lot of holes in the Ravens secondary also, which
Yeah.
I don't
How about also Marcus Peters wearing ankle socks? Anyone see that?
Oh,
Yeah, I saw that.
absolute criminal.
The grossest thing I've ever seen.
he
I think it's
respect
kinda
the
live.
He should be
shit out of
locked
him.
up for
I think
that.
it's kind of
I
live,
respect
actually.
him. I
Yeah,
respect
no,
him.
it's one thing if he does that,
It's unique.
but the whole every other player on the field has a regular socks and everything. But then you see
Yeah.
Marcus Peters out there, bare calves. I think it's hilarious, honestly.
Unreal.
I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, but
What about Baker Mayfield?
what about him? He's
Off
Is-
Baker Mayfield.
Is he the guy?
No.
Austin
I've never been.
Austin
Baker.
has
I've
been
said
a
this,
long time Baker Mayfield hater.
said this multiple times on the show.
I've rescinded what I said about Baker this year. I was wrong
You
about
have.
Baker, but I also wasn't right. Like, how many games is it going to take us to get to this game just like the one over the weekend against Pittsburgh, in Pittsburgh, big game, and he just comes out and looks like a fucking shell of himself?
Yeah,
He was awful.
When is he going to come out and actually be and anyone is going to be like, he looks pretty good for this big of a game? Like, yeah, we beat the Ravens last year randomly. We smoked them.
That was awesome.
We beat the
Yeah.
we beat
so inconsistent.
we beat the Steelers last year. Like, beat them pretty damn good. And then we lose to the Steelers the second game. Obviously, the whole Miles shit happens. We're winning
Yeah.
that game.
Yeah.
And then we lose to the Ravens, which, like, everyone expected that. This year we come
Everybody
out
knew that was
And then we made the podcast, Alex.
37
and then we made the podcast.
37-6. Ravens smoke us. We look terrible.
38-6.
38-6.
Yeah, I remember that game.
38-6.
Y'all were like, "We're gonna hang in this one." I'm like, "Nah."
Now,
Come
you
out.
see,
Huge
see,
game
week
against
one is different.
huge game against Pittsburgh.
Baltimore would have blown out probably 28 teams in the league in
100%.
week one.
100%.
In week one.
Hey, how funny is this? So in
In a weird offseason, in a shortened offseason,
We looked terrible.
I didn't put a whole lot of stuff
in our fraternity pledge class group chat. I wrote that I wrote it before the Browns game. I said the Browns are going to lose bad tonight. Before the Browns and Steelers game this past weekend. Yeah, so the Browns are going to lose bad today. It was at 11 o'clock. And
yeah, you called it. Whatever, dude.
And
congratulations.
I watched that game, and they
so
got absolutely smacked.
Yeah, we got smoked. We got outclassed. We got outcoached.
And Burke said to me, "No way, not gonna happen. Browns +3. Browns +3." And I said, "No,
plus 4.5
or 4.5.
Plus 4.5. Yeah,
Browns +4.5." And I said, "No,
terrible.
No way it's gonna happen."
Yeah. You know,
I was never on that to begin with. I never would have told anyone to get on that.
Austin, that's why Austin's a cynical Browns fan.
I didn't expect that we get.
That's how I am with my teams.
I thought we'd lose a close game in that one.
That's why I'm cynical of Baker. There's no point for me to just sit there
get excited
and just get hyped because.
But Dad said the same thing about Burrow.
We beat the fucking Bengals, and everyone's like, "See, he's fucking good. He had a good, no shit against the worst fucking defense in the entire league,
the most incompetent defensive backcourt."
What happens? 2 or 3. We beat the Colts. That's when I'm like, all right, I'm wrong. Baker looks good. He does look good. He doesn't look great. He looks good at best. He doesn't look bad. He's not making the wrong throws. He's doing everything right. We beat the Colts. The Colts almost lose to the Bengals. Should have lost to the Bengals. Turns out the Colts aren't that good.
It turns out the Colts had the #1 defense in the NFL when we played them. And we shredded them.
Through like 3 weeks.
Yeah. Still, though. And then after that game, everybody said, oh, yeah, okay, it turns out the Colts aren't that great, blah, 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 blah. Because the Browns beat them.
We've definitely...
And if we would have lost that game, everybody said, holy shit, the Colts have the best defense in the NFL that I've ever seen. Unbelievable. All right, here's the situation for you. The Browns are coming off a 131 stretch. and we take Lamar Jackson, the first overall. What does Lamar Jackson do in the situation that Baker was put in? Is he 16 and 18 like Baker is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
He's better.
In the offense that we run?
Yes. Mm-hmm. He's better.
I highly disagree.
He's better.
He's
definitely
disagree.
better. He's definitely
I just think that is ridiculous.
No worse.
He's definitely better.
I think Lamar Jackson is
long
a dumpster fire.
How long
on the Browns if we draft him in that spot?
How long are we going to act like Baker
is good?
Not even is good. Like,
no, I'm not.
How long are we going to back him up for his fucking terrible playing? Him rifling the ball into the defensive back's chest once or twice a game, every game for his whole career.
I'm not sitting here and telling you Baker is
4 or 5
the most
games
accurate
without
quarterback that I've ever seen. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Baker is the end all be all.
He definitely just gets careless, and it's bad. He came out really good against the Jets. He had all of his confidence, and he played like that for 2 games, 3 games. And I'm not slighting him.
In his rookie year,
he's had 4 different.
When he set the record for most touchdown passes as a rookie.
I mean, he looked. I'm saying he looked like he did against the Jets when he didn't start and came out when. What's his face got hurt? Tyrod
Taylor.
Yeah, Tyrod. Yeah. I mean, he looked good. He didn't look the same after that year. Like he's
lost his confidence.
Hesitant. If you watch his feet,
absolutely.
When the pocket's collapsing, it's
I
like
agree with that. Yeah,
he has.
He'll roll out to his right.
He's got a lot to work on. It's just basically when it comes down to like him getting rushed and chilling out.
Yeah, but then. Also,
that pick 6 with Minkah Fitzpatrick,
pass
if he doesn't throw that pick 6, that Steelers game is way different for sure.
Here's my thing on the Browns.
Smoked no matter what.
I think that definitely let us off.
I think we were getting fucked no matter what.
The Browns. Here's what they do. They play a team like the Colts. The Colts will win they win 2 or 3 games in a row. They were looking really good.
You get a dub.
They're 4-2.
4-2.
The Colts are 4-2.
They'll play a good team
right
a good team that's got potential to make the playoffs, and they'll meet the Browns in like a week 5 to week 8 matchup, and the Browns will beat them. It'll be like one of the only Browns wins, and then they'll beat them, and then that team it'll look like the Browns are like, oh, they beat a good team. Yeah. And then then the Colts will lose like 6 games in a row after they lose to the Browns. And then it's like, oh, the Browns beat the Colts who are shitty.
Yeah, but that hasn't happened yet.
I got our schedule.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Let's go through.
It happens every year. It happens every year.
Let's go through the rest of our schedule.
Let's go through it.
Bengals,
Win.
W. Just
5-2.
if it's not a W, I'm giving up.
L.
5-2.
Raiders.
Burrow's
L.
about to sling it.
That's 5-3 right there. We're going to lose to the Raiders. The Raiders are so underrated.
I think
They're so
we
nice.
lose to the Raiders.
I think we lose to.
I think we could
lose
win.
to the Raiders.
I think we could win.
Okay, so 5-3 or 6-2.
Texans, W.
That's a W.
Eagles,
6-3.
W.
That's
Eagles
7-3.
is going to be
way.
a tough
We're
game.
fucking beating the Eagles.
I'm not
Are
writing
you
this
kidding
off.
me, TJ?
I'm not writing this off.
With that,
We
and Nick Chubb will be back by then.
we should. Nick Chubb will be back.
He'll be back for the
against
Eagles game.
Texans.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, probably.
If not, then the Eagles for
and
sure.
he'll for sure be back for the
We're
Eagles.
beating the Eagles.
Yeah,
No,
that's
you ain't.
7-3.
Jacksonville Jaguars should
Y'all-
beat them.
8-3.
Y'all not beating the Eagles.
That's 8-3.
Tennessee Titans. That's a toss
That's an
up.
L. That's an
Probably
L.
an L.
10 I see.
That's 8-4 though.
Ravens L.
Julia like
8-5.
that.
8-5. Giants W. Jets
That's 9-5.
W. 10-5.
That's 10-5. That's 10
we
wins.
lose.
And we
the
lose to
last
Pittsburgh
game.
in the last game. Yeah,
Pittsburgh,
that's 10-6. That's a
10-6.
playoff team. That's easily a
We lose.
easily a playoff team.
We should lose 3 or 4
and you know what?
more games.
If we lose to the Eagles, that's 9-7, and that's still probably a playoff team in the AFC this year. With the 7 playoff
For
spots,
us, it's not.
No,
It's not
it
just like. It's not just like
9-7 will make the playoffs in the AFC this year, TJ.
No.
Also, we're making
9-7
the playoffs.
will be the
We're making the
will be
playoffs.
the 7 seed.
Desk cap.
The Eagles.
No, it isn't. How can you disagree with that?
I can't wait till we beat
Not-
the Eagles.
With
Just-
7 teams in the playoffs this year, with
Oh,
3,
yeah, I forgot
with
about
3
the
wild
extra two.
cards,
I forgot about the
9-7 will be the 7 seed for sure. Okay,
100%.
good. Okay, good.
We're beating the Eagles. We have both New York teams on our schedule. That's sick. Beating both New York teams.
Yeah. No, you see, that's where
Browns are going.
that's the
Browns are
dangerous
going
thing,
5-11.
That's the dangerous thing because we're gonna lose one of those games that we very much should win, but we're gonna beat a
We're
team
gonna win a team
that we shouldn't beat.
Should beat us.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine.
And so I guess we'll see what happens because I don't
I'm
know.
just okay.
When I look
I'm-
at this Browns team, I see
With our run game,
leagues of improvement.
with
from
our
last year.
run game, I'm okay.
I see a disciplined team. I see a running game. I see pass rush.
I've never
I
been.
see L's.
I've never
Shut
been.
up, TJ.
Yeah, of course you see L's.
Of course, you see. Yeah,
Fucking
because
Eagles
your
fan.
team's
That's all
already
you guys
lost 4
see is
games.
L's.
Because your team already
I don't
has
even
4
know
L's.
what a win is.
Your team has as many L's as we have
Hey,
W's.
did you watch Thursday Night Football last night?
Yeah, you beat the fucking Giants. You had
The
to come
worst
back-
football game of the year.
You had to come from behind to beat the motherfucking Giants.
It was
dude.
the worst football game of the year.
Daniel Jones stumbles on the 10-yard line.
I was literally
and you needed a rally to beat
Daniel
that team.
Jones is sprinting to heaven and just dies.
I literally was going,
Actually-
oh my God, how do we just give that up? Yes! He just
Here's
fell
a
on his
crazy stat
ass.
for you. That run from Daniel Jones was the fastest speed that a quarterback has reached since the start of the 2018 season. It was
What?
I swear to fucking God. I swear to God.
Faster than
no
Lamar?
one's ripped it off.
Faster than any run that Lamar has had in his career.
What?
I swear to God. Look it up right now. If
It
you
makes
Wow.
no sense to me.
21.3 miles per hour, I think it was. And Lamar has never reached that speed on a run.
It makes no sense to
I
me.
mean,
Isn't that
wow.
insane?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I did not know that. And he,
Yeah.
he fell on his ass.
And he
too.
fell.
That's the
Yeah,
funniest part.
that's probably why he fell. He was probably running too fast.
He was going.
He was
his
probably
his
going
head
too
was
fast
going
for his
faster
own
than his
good.
legs.
Right.
Throwing his arms.
He was like, "Holy shit, I'm gonna score!
And his
I'm
arms
gonna score an 80-yard
got too
touchdown! Oh my
much.
god, I'm going so fast right now. I can't even focus on what's
That
going
was
on."
incredible.
Dude, but the strip sack at the end was pretty clutch.
Yeah.
But the 2-point conversion plays, Doug Peterson, the first one,
Yeah.
Carson Wentz takes a snap and literally just runs it. They try to do a QB draw, and it just was so blown up. It was awful. And then the Jalen Hurts play, they had the crazy formation. Trash.
Yeah, that sucked.
But that's all I got.
Eagles, trash.
But yo, you guys
Terrible.
are coming. Are any of you guys coming to Cincinnati? We're going to the Bengals Browns game. And for those of you listening, you've probably already seen it.
You're going to the game.
Well,
Like
we're not
in the
going
stadium?
to. No,
I can't
no.
go. I have to write a 12-page paper on Sunday. With a
About
group.
what?
It's about our marketing simulation, and it sucks. I have to write 2 pages on the pro forma profitability of our marketing division.
Ooh,
How hyped does that sound?
that sounds awesome.
Yeah, so that's dope.
I want to write that paper for you.
Yeah, this is also a group that decides to meet at 8 a.m. on any other day
What are those motherfuckers?
when we decide to meet. So I literally wake up, join the Zoom without my camera on, and I just keep my head on my pillow. I've fallen asleep in our Zooms talking about our shit. It's literally just it's a simulation. That's all you do. So
Okay. But yeah, Alex just got up to go. I don't know what he's doing, but yeah, it sounds fascinating. I wish I could. I wish I was still in school. I do. And being back here makes me, makes me miss it. But
I mean, you guys back here is dope. When I'm here, it sucks. I mean, everyone's gone. The only time anyone's back is a weekend like this when people decide to come back.
right.
Other than that, all of our friends are gone.
Yeah.
110%. It's just like, what do you do? Like, what should we do tonight? I don't know. Like, nothing we can do is going to be anywhere normal, like to what I know the past 4 years, like at OSU. Like, nothing's going to be similar to what I used to do.
Yeah. Times are changing, man. I'll tell
Yeah,
you
it
what.
definitely sucks. I'm
me say
excited
that
though.
again.
I'm hyped because I think they did something smart by saying that we should not come back after Thanksgiving. I think that's smart.
I agree.
I think being online is smart. I mean,
Yeah, because everybody's gonna travel.
everyone's gonna go home.
Everybody's gonna go around,
mingle in
yeah.
their hometown, and
Exactly.
come back. That would
Yeah.
spell disaster. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely nice. It's easier than finishing in person. I have no classes with exams currently, so all my shit is like projects.
Yeah, that's it, dude. And that stuff online is
So
so
I'm
much
doing
better too.
I'm doing nothing. I'm gonna be doing nothing until I graduate, which is cool.
yeah.
Fine by me.
I don't know if I told the story, but my final presentation for one of my classes I did in bed, I put on a shirt,
Same.
a tie, and a sport coat. And I was wearing my underwear, and I put a blanket on, and I literally, because I had a brick wall in my room, so I just like sat up against it, and literally
In
did
47?
did my final presentation in bed. Got a 93 on it too. So
That's
shout
awesome.
out to
Yeah, so that's
me. I'm a scholar.
I did the same thing, but it was only a voice presentation. Like I didn't have to have the
Oh,
camera
yeah.
on or anything.
Right.
Yeah.
That's nice.
But okay. Before we go, two quick predictions. We'll all go around the table. First one: when do you think the state of Ohio will lift the mask ban? What month would you project? Just off of your own knowledge. It's obviously you're not gonna you may not be right, but it's an estimation. What do you think, just off your own intuition or things you've read or seen? I don't know.
I don't think we'll see a mask lift until probably August of next year.
Really? So you think people will be wearing masks
I think
through the
people-
summer of next year?
Yeah.
I'm with May or June.
I think it'll take till August because
I think May or June.
I think the main thing that'll do away with the masks is the vaccine.
You think?
And that's not like a vaccine that like sort of works that some people will get. I think it'll take until we have a mass vaccine that works, that actually fucking cures people from this virus,
Right.
So
which is to scale. Like every individual person will be able to get one, like not just like the politicians and
Yeah.
the celebrities, blah blah blah.
my thing is so
And I think that'll take till August.
my dad's birthday is in May. Cinco de Mayo is his birthday. So we got together at like a local park in Concord, like where I live, with like my aunts, uncles, and like we socially distanced. Like we were in like a pavilion, and we were all like on one corner, and we were just talking like whatever. And I was talking with my aunt, and I was like, yeah, I think the next thing. This is in May of 2020. So I said, I think the next time that people will be allowed to go to a sporting event or like a big, large gathering without anyone like figuring out the numbers of how many people
Right.
are allowed, like, and all that shit.
Yeah,
And
like an organized event.
like it's free. Like it just no holds barred. Do what you do.
Like normal.
My opinion was the NFL draft in Cleveland coming up.
I think that's in jeopardy.
Of course.
It's
think
for
it's in
sure in jeopardy. I think it's still going to happen in Cleveland.
They'll ship it. They'll do what they did in Vegas, and they'll send everybody on a boat across Lake Erie.
That would be awesome.
I think what will happen during that time is we might be at a time in our country where not banning of masks, but like lifting of the mask mandatory, like will be happening in different states. So I think Ohio, there's probably like when the draft comes to Cleveland, I think there will be a huge push like about thinking about reopening our city fully.
all that
shit. If not even before that.
And it's not, if not before that. And then I think because we have the draft, nothing's going to happen. Like we're going to keep it the way it is. And then I think after the draft, I think the floodgates will maybe open. And that's all 100% speculation. We might be
right, of course.
We might be way before that when the draft comes. We might be not even close to thinking about that when the draft comes again.
You think the
Who
draft
fuck
is going to be
knows?
the big pushing,
That was
unanimous
my thing from the beginning.
it'll have some sway.
I
for
wish
sure.
I was fucking right.
It'll have some sway.
When I said the next time people will be at a large gathering, no holds barred, when I said it would be the NFL draft, I was sitting there thinking like, if it's the fucking NFL draft, I'm gonna be pissed.
That's such a long time.
That's so far
That was
away, right?
over a year away, basically.
So far away.
And we're 6 months out of it, whatever the math is, and probably longer than that, 8 or 9 months maybe.
8. Yeah.
It's
Yeah, or
looking
seven,
very
seven,
realistic
seven,
that
seven.
draft will have
Right.
no one there.
I'm thinking maybe, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe even January. January or February.
That's
is what I'm
optimistic.
thinking.
I think January
That's
too. It all
optimistic.
depends.
And that's really my estimation. It's just, by then,
don't
that
know.
turn of the year, people will be, 2020. I think 2020 has this horrible stigma. And obviously, I've talked about tonight how 2020 has been, honestly, a great year for me personally. It's challenging. Don't
Not
get
on
me
the
wrong.
pod you
and it's
haven't.
been. No, I haven't talked about this on the pod, but I guess I'll
Earlier
get
you
into
said
this as
it,
my
yeah.
final point before we close up here. But I've loved this year. It's honestly been so challenging, and I've learned so much about people and learned about myself like this year. Like I've had to challenge
There's
myself.
a lot of
like,
truth to that.
but I've learned so much about how people deal with public panic.
Yeah.
And it's not good. I can't lie. People have been incredibly paranoid, and rightfully so in some cases. But
Yeah, and
the paranoia has it's a lot to handle for a lot of people,
it can only
especially
go
when
up from
the
here.
the media and the a lot
We've
of
hit rock
politicians are
bottom.
pushing this paranoia. And it's I've seen it manifest amongst a lot of people, and it's been interesting to see how people are coping with this. That's really, I guess, what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
yeah, no, I agree with that.
I think the one blessing I'll come away with from the pandemic was it gave me a ton of time to play video games and a ton of time.
A lot of movies for me.
I am one of those kids that will look back on like Call of Duty in like 6th grade, 7th grade, and I'll remember the exact times where I was playing Modern Warfare 2 here.
Yeah.
This is when
Right,
Black
right.
Ops Zombies
That's when
came
Black
out.
Ops came out.
These are the people I played zombies with.
Yeah.
I remember waking up on snow days and thinking, I'm going to play Call of Duty all day. And I remember doing exactly that. I remember, the map with the rocket in Black Ops?
Oh.
The zombies map. Where
Ascension.
Ascension. Yeah, that shit was awesome.
One of my favorite
that map,
maps.
I
Best map
remember
ever.
the very day that
we were
came
in
out.
7th grade.
I remember
we
too.
had a snow day.
I ate a pizza.
The
I ate
day
a
that it came
DiGiorno
out.
pizza.
So
I played.
I woke up at
Yeah.
7:30 in the morning, and my download was almost done. And my mom told me that we had a snow day, and I texted my friends.
It was snowing.
And
was snowing.
I
I
remember
remember
I
that.
We
played,
had school that
snowing
day.
here.
I remember that.
I played that map all day, and I just remember thinking like, this was like the greatest day ever. So for me, when we got back from Mexico, I was like, all right, what's this Warzone thing going on? So I downloaded it. It was free, and I played the next 2 months. Like I did nothing but
Right.
go into my basement,
Like
strap
you were a
up,
little kid again.
strap up Call of Duty, play with
Yeah.
all my friends. I know exactly who I played with,
Yep.
like who I got my first
Yep.
win with,
Yep.
and it gave me probably maybe not. We'll see. This is me being kind of speculative, but like maybe the last childhood memory of Call of Duty.
Right, you
that
reverted
I'll
back
have.
to your childhood. I know what you're
Yeah,
saying. 'Cause
like-
you hang out with your friends, like all your friends are back at home. And
That's another moment that I'll be like, when I'm older, I'll be like, oh, it's like playing Call of Duty, blah.
Yeah.
Like it just blends in. And I never thought I'd get a moment again where it was like 6th grade, like Modern Warfare
no
2,
responsibility except
or
for playing
like
video games.
Call of Duty
yeah.
5 Zombies. Like those memories where
Yeah.
I'm like,
I
wow,
went
that
back
was
and-
the best. That was peak. Like
Right.
at that moment,
Yep.
there was probably nothing better. And like, so it gave me that for sure, which is
I went back and
which is
beat.
really
I went back
cool.
and beat the Sly Cooper games. I played.
So did I,
The
dude.
Last of
Are you
Us.
kidding me?
I played
Sly, too.
A couple of games.
I had
other than
a
that,
ton
but,
of fun.
Did a lot
I
of
guess,
that.
I guess
Watched
that
a
is
lot
a
of stuff.
silver lining of 2020.
I had a ton of fun.
If you think
Not
about
only
it that,
that
way.
was another silver lining.
I
was-
loved this year. I thought it was so
dude.
fun.
I ate my favorite foods.
I can't
like
say I
in the
love
beginning
this
of the
year.
pandemic. I go like, remember it was like support local. Like you
Yeah.
gotta eat out, support the. So I'd always tell my parents, I'd be like, really want to support local tonight, like
Mario
Mom,
Fazio.
Like, Mom, I don't want you to cook. I want to.
right.
I
Shout
wanna
out
get
Mario
food from somewhere.
Fazios.
You just it made
And
you
my
get out of
dad-
your comfort
yeah.
zone. That's
My
what I
dad
loved
would
about
be
this
like,
year.
my dad would be like, yeah, we should get Zaps or something. Like,
Yeah.
where,
Yeah.
like just chime in. And I'd be like, yeah, we should. So
Yeah.
it was playing Call of Duty all day, going upstairs and saying to my parents, we should get my favorite food from my favorite takeout place for dinner, and then being like, we probably should because
Yeah.
I'm not going to cook.
Yeah,
And like everyone's like,
exactly.
yeah, we should.
Right.
It's a great idea.
I just think 2020 gets kind of a bad rep because obviously the pandemic and all that. And it obviously deserves it. And some people have probably had a way worse 2020 than
Yeah,
me.
for
so
sure.
obviously,
I'm
it's
speculating
relative.
off of.
Yeah, a
It's
lot of people
relative.
got
It's
fucked.
No
everybody's
major
gonna have different
losses.
experience, but for me personally, I've loved this year. It's challenged me a lot,
Yeah.
and I've had some great times this year, even despite all of the terribleness. So
Also, I mean, just because bad shit happens doesn't mean you're not allowed to.
right, you're not allowed to
Fine.
enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the
If
time
that's
off.
if that's how the laws worked, no one would ever be able to have a good time.
And a lot of the
Yeah.
friends that would have left Columbus, in May, got to
Yeah.
stay
We
because
were able to
of-
hang out with
of the COVID.
all those
So-
guys.
Another
yeah.
silver
and it ended up
lining.
working out. So
Yeah, no, that was
things
good.
look for the good things in COVID. I guess is my advice.
100%.
But guys, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, dude, that was a
man.
lot of fun.
It
We
was
had a lot of
awesome.
fun. What time is
Yeah.
it? Almost it's 1 in the
It's 1 in
morning.
the morning.
So
I literally said tonight we're doing the 1 a.m. show.
You did say that,
The
yeah.
After Hours
Yeah.
edition.
I know.
All right,
we-
well, thanks for having me on,
yeah,
TJ. It's been awesome.
Anything you guys want to
Yeah,
plug
that
or
was a ton
share?
of fun.
Anything interesting you guys want to plug or share before we go?
No, not really.
No, just go vote November 4th.
Yeah,
on
yeah,
vote.
just vote.
Yeah, the
You're
election,
registered?
All that's been crazy.
It's
We don't need
exciting.
to get into that, but
Yeah, no.
that's for another time. Maybe I'll get into that sometime.
Yeah. That's another After Hours
Yeah.
Yeah.
type event.
That's a whole
Maybe
other
need
episode
a couple
of the
more
podcast.
Budweisers
Yeah,
before we get
right.
into that one. But
All right,
yeah,
well,
thanks
you.
for listening, guys. Seriously, check me out on everywhere: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. Check out the podcast everywhere. You know what the deal is. So thanks for watching. I'm also on. I'm uploading the podcast on BitChute and Parler, just in case I get banned off Twitter or whatever. You know how it is. Censorship has been crazy lately. But follow me on all that stuff. Check me out, and let that beat drop.